I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these little cute dogs. They're very fun to make and quick and easy to do. The longest part is just waiting for all your shapes to dry, ready for you to be able to stick it all together. I'm going to show you how I put together the white one and the dark red one. So this was my tester doggy. So really easy to make, so let me show you how. Right, so to make our little dog, this is the tight coils that you're going to need to make. That the top half above the line is just tight coils completely. So if you do take a screenshot of this, I'm going to talk you through it as I'm doing it. But I know some people might want to take a screenshot of it so they can get it all ready and work along with me. And then these at the bottom of the tail and the ears, but those don't need to be tight coils, they need to be different shapes, so I'll show you that when we get to them. So this is our little pal that we're going to be making. So I'm going to show you how to do each of the parts. The neck is obviously just one strip, so that's a tight coil, so you don't really need to know anything about those ones. But for the head, we've got two. Sorry, I'm just moving this one on my desk because it's rattling around and it's annoying. We need two coils of 3. This is for the back of the head and the front of the head, and those are just tight coils made up with 3. So I'm just going to find my glue. Find it, there we go. So we're just going to take our quilling mould, if you've got one. If not, you can just do it with your fingers. I'm just showing you with a tool because I've got it. So the back of the head, you don't want it to have too much sticking out, so I've just about smoothed it a little bit, about like that. So it's very, very little that's actually coming out of that one. And then all you need to do is pop some glue in and spread it around with your brush and leave that to dry. And then for the front of the head, so you wanting it to come out a little bit like you have done for the back, but then the centre of it, you want it to come out further because we want it for the muzzle. So this little part's just going to get pushed out a little bit more. So you can, if you've got one of these moulds that have got this with the sort of cones on it as well, you can use that one just to push it out a little bit. If you haven't, you can use a pen or the back of a brush, you know, a paintbrush or something, and then it's just to create that dimension for the nose and the mouth. So as you can see now, we've got it staggered, so it goes from the size of the head, I don't know if that's blurred for you or not, but if it is, I'm sorry, and then it comes out, and then that's what it's going to be for the front of the head. Just be careful you don't push it back in and make it like I just did. Put some more glue in and leave that to dry. Okay, and then for the body, we need 2 tight coils that are made of 6 strips. I can't remember, I've just said for the head was 6 strips or 3. It's 3 strips per coil for the head and 6 strips for the body. I apologise if I've said it the wrong way around there. So again, we're making domes like this. So I've already done one half of it. Bring this back in. Now we're wanting it sort of more of an oval shape. So we want it to be, you know, it needs to have that dome, but then we need to manipulate it into that oval. So with this one, I can go along and make sure that I've got it the same. So I'm just pushing it down on the cord, but then I'm just going to take my dome and I'm going to put my finger and thumb at either side of it. This is to stop it from twanging out of your fingers and coming unravelled, which I have done, and it is very annoying. So just pinch it down until you've got it to the shape that you want it to be. And then this will keep that dome-like shape that you've done on the mould, but it will also just push it into that oval. And then when you've done your first one, you can measure up your second one to make sure that it matches, which it does. So as long as you've got that right, then just put some glue in and spread it around. Okay, let that dry. And then for the legs, you don't need your quilling mould anymore. For the legs, we need to make some little cones and some little feet. So for each foot, you need 3 little tight coils that are made with 1/4 of a strip. And then for the leg part, you need a tight coil with 1 strip. Okay, so we've got our 1 strip, and then if you've watched my other videos you've seen before, you just need to take a pencil and just slowly push it out until you get to there. So you've got it out, and obviously this thicker part's going to be the base of the foot. Oh no, it's as close as I can get in, I'm afraid. Now when you've done your other ones, you can make sure you've got it the same length when you do the other ones, and these do, sorry, they match, that's fine. So now you just put some glue in there. Apologise if you see a fly coming across the camera, or there's a fly managed to get in with me and it won't leave me alone. So, right, so once you've got your little leg with the glue in, you need to take your 3 toe coils, and I'll just put some glue along that side, just along the edge, and then I'm just going to stand all 3 of the coils up, and then I'm going to push them along the edge and then leave them to dry. With that still being wet, I'm going to push this over in. I'll show you one that's dry, and then that's your little foot once it's ready. Okay, so once you've got your head and your neck and all of those pieces made, then we can go on to doing the tail. Right, so to make the tail, we're taking half a strip, and you just want to tighten it up. Okay, take it off your tool, let it uncoil. Okay, and then you just need to take a little bit of glue and then we're going to create a long teardrop, bended teardrop shape, just like that one. So what you need to do then is just hold some of the sort of coils up towards the top, and then the main of it to the bottom, and then you want to pinch at the top so you get a long teardrop now. And then you just want to, if you want it straight like that, you can leave it straight like that, or you can bend it so it looks like it's wagging a little bit, and that's for the tail. Now for the ears, I'm using, what did I say I was using? 1/4 of a strip. So you just basically do the same thing again. Look at my hands. Trying out a new quilling tool, and I'm not too fussed over it so far, so I'll go back to my trusty purple one. So take 1/4 of a strip and uncoil a little. Put your glue on and then just pinch it. Now again, if you wanted to have the ears bent, this is the time when you want to bend them, or whether if you just want to leave them pointed up like that. Okay, so because those white pieces are a little bit wet still, I'm going to pop them to the side, and I've already got all these pieces ready in a different colour. So I've got my 4 legs ready, And then I've got my the front of the head and the back of the head, my tail, 2 body pieces, and then I've got my 2 ears and a neck. So for quickness of this, I'm going to use my glue gun to stick the main parts together. This is just so that on the video, because they can take a little while to glue in, I don't think you want to sit there watching me holding pieces together. So I'm just going to take either the body pieces or the head pieces, whichever you want to do first, and just pop some glue around the outside. Try not to burn your fingers. And then just take your piece of the body, make sure they're together. Don't worry about any little strands of glue that are coming off, you can always pull them off once it's stuck. Okay. Oh, that dried before I got it on completely. So if that happens, don't worry about it. It's because my glue gun's not been on all that long, so it's not staying very hot for long before it's cooling down. Oh, and again I'm burning my finger. Right, there we go. That's better. Sorry if I keep going off then. Keep forgetting to look in the screen to make sure that I'm in shot, and then I'm in all the time and end up making a mess. Right, okay, so I've got those there. It's not completely stuck all together, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take just another strip that is sticking onto my glue gun, and I'm going to cover up the join. So you can do this with either way, either using the glue gun or the PVA, just so that you don't have that gap sort of showing. Now this is totally up to you how many times you want to go around. I tend to go around at least twice. Can't remember if I did this on my little rabbit and mice videos. So if you've not seen them, go and have a look. And if I didn't do it in the video, because I can't remember because it was that long ago, you can do this as well. It's just so that you don't see that join. And once you've gone around however many times you want to, just use your glue and stick it. Okay, so you've got your body. Pick all these little bits of random glue off at the end. There we go. So, and it's exactly the same with the head. So again, try not to burn your fingers. And then we're going to do the same process. Yep. So we've got our head, and then we've got our forelegs and our neck. So the first part, when I was sticking it all together, I put the legs onto the body first. So you're wanting it to stand level on the floor. So if I remember right now when I did it, I put a tiny little bit of glue onto the top of the leg where it's actually going to make contact with the body, and then you'll not be able to see very well until I hold it up to the camera, but just position it to whereabouts you want the leg to go. So it's just like this. So you only want a tiny bit of glue just so they're all in place. You can always put some more PVA on afterwards. It's just to get it to where it stick in place. Now when you're doing the rest of them, obviously you need to have the leg on the table at the same level so that it's going to stand up. So it's up to you whether if you want to do the 2 front ones or the 2 back ones or one of each, either way, that's up to you. I'm just going to do it this way around. So this is where I say, if you're doing it with your PVA, you've just got to sit and hold it until it's dried. With the hot glue gun, obviously it cools down a lot quicker, and I probably will put some more. Ooh, the glue gun's rolling away. Put some extra PVA on when it's done, but it's just so that you could see what I was doing while I'm doing the video. And on the back, oh, I got one's come off. See, even I have mistakes with my. I didn't put quite enough glue on that one. Try that one again. So as you can see now, I've got a front one and a back one, but on opposite sides. So you'll find your own way of doing it, especially if you're doing more than one like I've done, because I had to do a practice and then I've had to get one ready so that I could pop it together for you on the video. And then I've got the one that I've just shown you how to glue. So once those are dry, I'll have a third little doggy. So then we're on the last one. Now if you want the legs to be in a different, you know, like facing outwards or something, or higher up, then that is up to you. I've just made it so it's standing straight onto the table. So last one, and then I can move that into place. Sorry, you can't really see very well at this. Well, you can see sort of from top, but you can see both of the legs. So now this is what it's like from underneath, and that's from the side. So once it's fully dry, I can get rid of any of these wispy bits of hot glue. And then the next part is going to do the neck. So take your head and then decide which part you're going to have the head stuck to, and then just put a little bit of glue there. And then you want to take your coil and then just pop it there. Wait for it to stick. As you can see, that's his little neck. And then we're going to stick it straight onto the body. So put the glue onto the neck there. And then we're just sticking it straight onto the body there. As you can see, he's now got his little head. Now if you want his head, you know, like cockle to the side or something, you can do that if you wish. That is totally up to you. I'm just showing you this way, and you can personalise him however you want. So we're going to take our long teardrop now, and then we're going to just pop a little glue where we want the base of the tail to be. And then just pop his tail on. There we go. And then I seem to have lost a googly eye. May I'll have to only have one if I can't find the other one. It's rolled away from me, I'll find it. So these ones are just the ears, and I've got 2 little bended ears. So again, a bit of glue. And then pop them where you want them. It really doesn't take long to put together, it's more doing the coils and then waiting for everything to dry. The putting it together part's pretty quick. And I'll let that one going in the opposite direction. There we go. So we've got our little dog's head, and see if I can find the other eye. It was on here when I first started and it's probably gone rolling off the table. So I'll just show you how I put one of the eyes on, and then when I do the opening of the video he'll have both of his eyes. So you just want to pop a little bit of glue where you want them, and then just pop it there. So it looks a bit odd at the minute because he's only got one eye. Poor dog, he's lost an eye. And then but as you can see I've got two on this one. So that's what it should look like. And then for the nose I've just taken a Sharpie marker, or just a whatever mark you want to do, and I've just coloured in the end of it just for his nose, and then I've just made a little mark for his mouth. And then if you want to put a little collar on like I've done here, I don't seem to have cut a piece of white paper to put onto this one, so obviously it's not going to show up, but I've just taken a really thin piece of an opposite colour of what you're going to do. So as you can see I've used this one on there, but let's do that. We'll get one of these ones. No, I think that was it. So I'm all fingers and thumbs today. But this is quite a thick one, so we want it to be thinner, so I just cut up the centre of a strip. These are 5mm strips, but if you've already got some smaller ones you can use those. So I've got my thinner part, and then I just put some glue all the way around. And then I popped it just there underneath the head. So it's got a little collar. And this is probably one of the fiddlier parts, especially when you've got long nails, because you can't grip on your finger pads. Oh, and his eyes dropped off. Oh, he's lost both eyes now. Oh, don't report me to RSPCA, will you? Crazy lady's not took off her dog's eyes. Right, there we go. It's because I didn't leave it long enough to dry before I finished him off. There we go. So it might be an idea to put your colour on before you actually put your eyes on, because then once his eyes is in place, it's not going to get knocked off then. There we go. So I'm going to leave him with that one eye on. I'm going to go find the other eyes and I'll be back. Right, so I'm back, and all three of the dogs are made up and they've all got both eyes. Felt a bit mean that he only had one eye on. So yeah, I waited for the pieces to be dry for the white one. So they're very cute. So as you can see, I've done on the red one, I've done bended ears. You can see. Look a bit strange with these wobbly eyes, but I think they're so funny. I haven't drawn his nose on yet. And with the little white one, I've just made them so both of the ears are pointed upwards. So depending on what type of breed of dog that you want it to be, you choose yourself as to how the ears go, or if it's up to your own pet. And if they've got, say, my parents' dog, it has one ear that bends over and one ear that stands up. So this is what this one's modelled off. He has one, because it's a West Island Maltese, it's a Westian and Maltese mix, and he's got one West ear, which is the one that points up, and then he's got a Maltese ear that bends over like this. So I modelled that one off for him. And then the two pointed up ones off of my dog, and areas majority of the time are always just pointed upwards like this. So they're really fun to make. Another character for you to be able to have on your desk to keep you company while you're crafting. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and it's not been too painful to watch. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. And if you like this video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be appreciated too. And if you're not subscribed, if you could consider subscribing, that would be appreciated too. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye.